So yesterday I did promise you guys that I would show you one more Unitroborn toy just to show you how weird these toys get. And to be honest, this isn't even close to the weirdest. You know, it's not a transforming cake. That is a thing that exists too. But we're going to be taking a look at the weirdest one I do have, which, looking at the subject matter, yes, this probably should have been done on the 25th. This is Taxitree. Yeah, that's literally the name. It's Taxitree. Remember, everybody, this line is part of Machine Robo. These are descended from GoBots. So every time you hear a weird, oddball GoBot name, I want you to remember Taxitree. It has not gotten better. So that said, let's take a look at this. And I will apologize. I'm going to try to fix the colors in post, but for some reason, the shades of green on these toys just do not cooperate with the camera I'm being forced to use since the last one died. Yeah, new camera is going to be #1 on my list of purchases in 2025, but for now, we'll work with what we got, and I will show you the cab. Yeah, it's a very compact cab, and this is not terribly uncommon in Japan, just to be like a little two-seater, whereas an American cab is usually like an SUV that's going to fit 6 people and their luggage. But yeah, very compact, very cutesy little, like very vivid green toy. Taxi stripe down the side, that is a sticker. Taxi sign up top, that is paint and tampograph, I believe. A little bit hard to tell here. Either way, you have the grille painted on the front, as well as the headlights done up in kind of a bronzish color to get it to look a little bit more orange, and black for all the windows. So not a bad look. You know, it's got just enough deco to make it a little bit interesting. The wheels are mushroom pegged in, so they're not going to be rolling around anywhere crazy, but at least they do roll. They do what a toy car needs to do. So cutesy little thing. Nothing too bad, but nothing too thrilling either. But speaking of thrilling, tree. Behold, tree. Now, this is weird for a couple reasons. Number one, if I turn it like this, it's very gap exposing as far as just like how it's going to transform. But also, it has a lean to it because all the spring-loaded mechanisms, while there is a click to hold it into place, it's not a strong enough detent to actually keep it straight up. You can actually see just a little bit of the stickering poking through there. The details I do like is the fact that it has this stone planter around it, which does have some kind of like more of a dirt color inside, just for that added little layer of detail. And yeah, the trunk is also there, just enough exposed to make it look much more like a living tree. Nice. And yeah, it's just your basic fern. Your basic pine tree, nothing over the top or anything. So yeah, tree. Taxitree. So let's get this guy transformed and show you what you've really got hiding within these two. I'm going to try and hold it in the correct spot to get as much of this to transform as possible. For this, we do need to push in the little base so all of these can be exposed. And then, see, yeah, because there's no really good spot to hold on to this for this part of the transformation. But we'll try. I will try my best. So, line up the pegs and slots. And there you go. If you can find the right way to hold it, there's not a whole lot of right ways without hitting your hands. Yeah, there's a lot to fly out at the same time. But yeah, you can see we're going to get a T-Rex out of this. To finish it off, you got to flip up the top of the tree and then rotate them out to be the feet, and then flip the little tiny T-Rex arms out from the back side of the cab. And there we go. Taxitree is a T-Rex. And an odd one at that. He's wearing a weight belt, which I think is immediately interesting for a Tyrannosaurus, because, you know, he ain't going to get much lifting in there, is he? But the toy itself is amusing. I mean, yeah, it's a T-Rex made from, you know, like a taxi cab and a conifer. So anytime you mix things like that, it's going to be, you know, amusing at the least. So like the previous toy, there is a sound visualizer theme running through the sticker details of the, what do I call it, robot? Beast mode? What do I call this? Point being, you can even see it on the snout there. And I do love how the taxi sign ends up being the nose. I think that's kind of cute. Something else that I forgot to point out previously, the eyes on these are all musical notes. So yeah, Unitroborn also has this like vague musical theme to its combined modes too. It's a weird little thing to include that makes these guys even more confusing than before. Now, like the previous one, you're not going to get any articulation, you're not going to get any play value out of this. You can open the jaw super wide and clamp it down, but that's about it. It's there to be a weird little, like, spring function toy. You know, like a lot of the one-step changers we have for Transformers over here. Just kind of the same vein. And we've had Transformers do this kind of like crash combiners and things that like smash together and flip out into one thing. The one thing doesn't do much, it's the flip out that's fancy and special. And that's kind of how these toys work. And they get by on the novelty of just being super weird. But no, this one's fun. You know, like if you're okay with just being like a simple gimmick toy, just like put it together and ooh, look at the thing. Then these are fine. Completely inoffensive and just like good, fun, amusing toys. But that said, that's Unitroborn. You get a little bit of an idea of how oddball it can get. And now we move on to the final few of Toycember, and I got a couple weird ones lined up to finish us off with.
Analysis complete. Adapting translators to local language.
Are you out there?